This video is going to be one with a couple of firsts for me. First of all, it's the first time that I've had a look at some APS-C lenses from Sigma, and then secondly, it's the first time I'm debuting my new moustache. Today I'm going to be taking a look at two brand new lenses from Sigma, my favorite lens manufacturer, and that is the 17-40 f1.8 for APS-C and the 12mm 1.4 for APS-C. You know, what I think is really exciting about the 17-40 is that this is like a resurgence of the 18-35mm 1.8. And I remember that lens has got quite a cult following in the camera industry. It's a legendary lens, the 18-35. I remember adapting it to my GH5 back in the day. So this is basically the mirrorless equivalent for crop sensor cameras. Right now, I don't currently have a crop sensor camera to test them on, so I'm going to be testing them on the Lumix S-series cameras, which is going to force these straight into APS-C mode. So I'll be able to see basically what it's going to look like, what kind of quality you're going to get. And I'm really interested because this is an art series lens, and art series tend to have a certain look about them, which I love. So I'm really looking forward to testing these out. The first thing that I'm excited about with the 17-40 is, number one, it's an internal zoom. So when you're changing it from 17 all the way through up to 40, the size and shape of the lens doesn't change, and it's also only 535 grams. So if you're someone like me who has a Ronin 4D, it's possible that the E mount and L mount will be a good fit for this because it's light enough to go on the Z axis, and also when you're zooming, you're not going to be adjusting the distribution of the weight. So for gimbal use, I think this would be a really good fit. At the time of this review, I only have the E-mount version of the 12mm, so I'm not able to test that one out, but I know what you're here for, really. So let's go and take a look at some sample footage of the APS-C Sigma Art 17-40 1.8. Looking a little bit closer at the lens, I can see that it has a function button, so you should be able to assign a feature to that within your camera. It's also got the usual autofocus and manual focus switches, but it also has a de-clickable aperture ring that you can lock or unlock. So if you prefer to have some tactile feedback when you're manually adjusting the aperture, you can turn that on as well. And it also has a lock switch. Looking at the 12mm 1.4, this is so dinky and tiny. It's going to be absolutely perfect for people that do a lot of landscape stuff. Astrophotographers are going to love this lens with its bright aperture at 1.4 and super wide at 12mm. So I feel like a lot of astrophotographers are really going to lap this one up because it's just so small and tiny as well. And they're both dust resistant and splash resistant, so they do have some weather sealing, which means that they should withstand the odd bit of rain and dusty environments. Size-wise, it's always really difficult, I think, to be able to tell the true size and dimensions of a lens when you're watching a YouTube video. So I've got a couple of lenses as comparison for you to be able to compare them on this table. So this one is the full frame 24-60 from Lumix. This is a full frame lens though, so I guess it's not really a proper fair comparison, but you can see the size difference. The Sigma is slightly taller, but with the width of this one, the Sigma feels a bit more compact. This lens is the 85mm 1.8 from Lumix, so you can see, and these are really, really small lenses. Like, I would say these are the most compact full frame lenses that I have. And you can see just how small this 12mm is by comparison. Absolutely dinky. And then probably the nearest comparison to the full frame version would be Sigma's own 28-70 full frame lens f2.8, which is gonna kind of be the equivalent in APS-C talk, let's say. In theory, I should get quite a similar look between these two on a full frame camera, given the crop factor. Another thing that I've spotted as well is this is the first time I've seen the updated branding from Sigma. I love their new rebrand. It looks super cool. They changed all of the fonts on the lenses to a serif font to match their latest branding update. So that also looks really, really nice. So yeah, Sigma have done it again with these two lenses. They are continuing to give the fans everything they want. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you've got any questions about these lenses, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.